Fever down! Bow, bow, bow!
Man, I think it's the next step up mentality as far as players. Our shifts keep changing. Everybody doing a different role, and so I think we all got the mentality where you give and you sacrifice, and I think that's what y'all see.
The Indiana Fever just pulled off something nobody saw coming. Without Caitlin Clark on the court, facing a Dallas Wings team hungry for an upset, and coming off a brutal loss to the Sparks the night before, everything pointed to disaster. The crowd of 20,049 came expecting to see Clark face Paige Bueckers for the first time in the WNBA. Instead, they witnessed something even more remarkable. What happened in those final minutes will change how you see this Fever team forever. And what Aliyah Boston said after the game, 6 words, perfectly captured why this win means everything. If you support the Fever, comment, "I've got the Fever" down below. Let's go. Yeah, I think for us it's about knowing that basketball is a game of runs. They made their run in that third quarter. And honestly, just continuing to stay composed and take it each possession at a time is something that we've been working on. That was our focus. Get a stop, go down and score, get another stop, and we try to get a kill. Picture this massive build-up that had the entire WNBA world talking. Clark versus Bueckers, the #1 pick from 2024 against the top pick from 2025. This wasn't just any regular season game. This was the matchup everyone had been waiting for since draft night. The Dallas Wings knew they had something special brewing, so they made a huge decision. They moved the game from their usual home at College Park Center to the massive American Airlines Center where the Mavericks play. Think about that for a second. You don't just move a game to a 20,000-seat arena unless you know something big is about to happen. Fans started buying tickets like crazy. The buzz was everywhere. Social media was going wild. This was going to be the showdown that would break attendance records and show the world just how far women's basketball has come. Finding out this morning that we probably need to hold out again today, it really is a day-to-day thing. For us, making sure that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness. Anybody who's had some of these types of injuries understands that sometimes it's a process. She's a quick healer, and she's been doing everything she can to get back on the floor. So we just want to make sure that we're hypersensitive to the big picture. Then boom, Clark's groin injury flares up 2 nights before the game. The most hyped matchup of the season suddenly becomes a giant question mark. Thousands of fans bought tickets specifically to see these two go head-to-head. And now, the main attraction might not even play. I feel a disappointment for them more than anything, because you want them to see her at her best, and us at our best. I hate that for fans. But at the same time, for us as a team and for Caitlin as a person and player, her health and wellness is the priority. But here's the thing that made this whole situation even more intense. The Fever had just gotten absolutely destroyed by the Los Angeles Sparks the night before. We're talking about a team that looked completely lost without their star running the show. The pace was slow. The ball movement was terrible. Aliyah Boston barely got any touches. Everything that makes Indiana dangerous just fell apart when Clark wasn't on the court. I think the biggest thing for us is our attention to detail in our screening. We've got to be great screeners. We've got to make sure we slow down and use our screen and our spacing. We've had some games where our spacing has been poor, and that has not allowed Kelsey to get downhill. It hasn't allowed space for Leah to get going either. So I think the 2 most important things for us right now offensively are attention to detail and screening and spacing. Dallas was absolutely licking their chops. They knew exactly what happens when the Fever play without Clark. The offense becomes predictable. Boston gets forgotten. The whole system breaks down. This looked like the perfect opportunity for the Wings to make a statement against a wounded team. But here's what nobody expected. Even without Clark confirmed to play, 20,049 people still showed up. That's right. They set a new Texas women's basketball attendance record without the main attraction even being guaranteed to take the court. Think about what that says about the power of this rivalry and the growth of women's basketball. We'll start Ari today. We'll start her and bring Sid off the bench a little bit. I don't want to take Kelsey out of what she naturally does instinctually on the wing and overload her from a point guard perspective. So with having Ari and having Sid, they'll give us a couple different looks right there. The Wings walked into that game thinking they had a wounded animal cornered. Coach Stephanie White shocked everyone by starting Ari McDonald for the first time, completely changing the lineup that everyone expected. Nobody knew what to expect from this new look. What happened next would reveal something about this Fever team that even their biggest fans didn't know was there. The stage was set for either complete disaster or something absolutely magical. The first quarter starts, and something incredible happens. The Fever don't just survive without Clark on the court. They completely explode right out of the gate. Ari McDonald brings energy nobody saw coming. She's pushing the pace like her life depends on it. She's getting everyone involved in ways that make you forget Clark isn't even playing. Dallas walks into this game thinking they can just focus on stopping Kelsey Mitchell. That's their whole game plan. Shut down Mitchell and watch the Fever fall apart. But suddenly, they're dealing with McDonald's downhill attack that they never prepared for. She's creating complete chaos for the Wings' defense, opening up lanes that haven't existed all season long. McDonald has been outstanding. She goes perfect from the field in that first quarter. She's not just throwing up shots. She's making smart plays that create opportunities for everyone else. The Fever start the game by making their first 7 shots in a row. You don't see that kind of execution often. Aliyah Boston finally starts getting the touches she desperately needs. You can see her confidence building with every possession. She's getting the ball in positions where she can do damage. The Wings have to respect McDonald's speed, which means Boston has more room to operate down low. She scores efficiently and grabs rebounds like she's been waiting for this moment all season. The crowd that came to see Clark face Bueckers is witnessing something completely different. They're watching a team discover what they can be when everyone steps up together. This isn't about one player carrying the load. This is about 5 players moving as one unit. By the end of the first quarter, Indiana leads 33-13. Let that sink in. They outscored Dallas by 20 points in 12 minutes. Even the Dallas fans are standing up and applauding the basketball they're seeing. You don't often see that kind of respect from opposing fans. Kelsey Mitchell starts heating up, but she's not forcing anything. The ball movement is creating easy looks for everyone. Mitchell gets 10 points in the first quarter alone, but she's doing it within the flow of the offense. This wasn't just about replacing Clark's production.